SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Hi there, I'm Lucas Moore. This is SBS. We are at the NHIBT for our final game of the night. We've got Assumption versus Godsquad. We've got two players from Assumption who made the trip today from Michigan. So maybe a little tired from the travel. This is Yanni, this is Theo. How's that trip going to affect you guys fatigue-wise? Am I going to be talking about those legs sometime in the first half?
We'll warm up a little bit. We'll feel it out. But once the game and the juices start flowing, we'll be ready to go.
Of course. And Theo, for you, man, are those legs going to be tired?
No, I mean, we've been sitting all day, so, we're ready to go. We're ready to start moving a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, making the trip down here, it's got to mean a lot to you guys as a team, as a program, to try to have success in this type of tournament. Do you like making the trip? Does it make the game more exciting to you?
Absolutely. We represent our church, Assumption Greek Orthodox Church in St. Clair Shores. We've been playing together for a long time. We got a lot of chemistry, camaraderie. And we're ready to raise some eyebrows this weekend, that's for sure.
Well, Theo, to raise those eyebrows, first step is Godsquad. You've seen this team before. How do you feel about your matchup?
Yeah. We like our matchup in any game. We respect these guys. They got some game, but like Yanni said, we've been playing together a long time, so we're ready to go.
Theo sounds like he's had a mic before because that was a very politically correct answer. But we love to hear it, guys. Excited to play. Hey, Yanni, quick question for you.
Sure.
Strategy-wise, is there any insight into what you guys are going to attack Godsquad? Is there anything specific from a basketball strategic standpoint you could fill our viewers in on?
We just got to dig in on defense, but based on the size, we need to hit the glass offensively, defensively, move the ball and push. We like to run, so that's what we're going to do.
All right. They'd like to run. They'd like to win. This is Theo. This is Yanni. This is SBS, and you're watching the NHIBT. Thanks, fellas. So much
thank you, Chicago.
Appreciate it.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Hi, Lucas Moore here. Post-game, after Papaflesis White was able to grab the victory in what was a much tighter game than you maybe thought at first because of the effort of Team Blue. I mean, these guys came out, a lot of effort. We're here with Sophia and Lauren. Lauren, I had to tell you, sometimes that offensive rebounding fell off there for you guys, and that's what kept Blue in the game. Was that tired legs, or were you guys just felt like you had control of the game? And explain that offensive rebound.
We felt like we had control. We wanted to give them a chance. So, we just kept our hands up and sometimes jumped for the rebound.
And Sophia, you would say, why were you guys able to have so much success on the offensive glass?
Because, we had a lot of communication and ball handling, and we were just having fun.
And I think communication, ball handling, all those things, clearly a part of what you guys do as a program in terms of how good a basketball you play. How about the coaches, Lauren? Any shout-outs or credit you want to give to the coaching staff? Because we didn't have much opportunity to talk about how good of a job they've done.
Yeah, they were amazing on both sides. They obviously planned something before because it was very organized, and our coach did a really good job.
Nice. And in terms of next year at this tournament, are you going to be playing on Team Blue or Team White?
It's up to them. I don't know.
That's true. It was a ton of fun here. Any final thoughts from you, Lauren, from this tournament, or any final messages to the Blue team about your victory today?
We need more Greek kids to come. Bring your friends. I will.
More Greek kids at the NHIBT. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us on the post game. I'm Lucas Moore. This is SBS.
Well done. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Assumption Detroit against Godsquad. And what a better team than Godsquad. We're in a church. I mean, they're destined to win, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't claim to know the will of God.
Well, you're not Henry Hill.
No, I'm simply a basketball color commentator. I barely know the will of the bounce of the ball, let alone the will of any power beyond, what exists in this court. And really, that's why I like sports, Kyle. It's explainable, right? The universe is not. You talk to an astrophysicist, you're more confused at the end of the conversation. You talk to a basketball coach who wants to teach you the game, you're more informed by the end of the conversation. And I think that's the beauty of sports, beauty of basketball.
The center for Assumption was a little assuming that the thing was going to happen. Assumption in the white, Godsquad in the black. And they're from Indiana. Assumption with it right now is number 4, don't have his number, and that shot is good. It's good by Assumption, and the young men from Detroit take an early 2-0 lead. Godsquad with it. Off the screen, pick and roll action. Ball fake. As that pass in the lane was easily read that time by Pozios. Oh, sorry, that's Despopolos. Pozios doesn't have a number. Now out to Godsquad. The young men from Indiana trying to tie or take the lead. And that's an illegal screen.
Yeah.
Or as the fans will say at a high school basketball game, let's play football.
He's complaining about the call on the way up the court. It's not the setting of the screen or the feet. It's the push of the arms
for sure
after the screen. And that just is too easy to call.
2-2 the score. Sorry, 4-0. It's been a long day. Godsquad with it. Help comes on defense. Fakes the 3. Wide open mid-range jumper. Shot is good. On defense, how do you not fall for those ball fakes like that to allow the easy mid-range jumper?
Just try to stay down. Keep your feet. Always keep your feet.
Layup no good. Rebounded by Godsquad.
As a basketball defender, you have to be more able to move at any time than an offensive player is, because the offensive player knows where they're going. You've got to have balance. You've got to keep your feet nice and spread apart. You don't want those heels clanging together. You don't want to jump.
Yeah, definitely a travel before the foul. That time, partner, you just got to do the turnaround look. When you get a little bit too cute, that's when you travel out like that.
Yeah, now, despite these teams being from Michigan and from Indiana, they've met before multiple times, actually. We talked to Yanni before the game, so these two teams a little intimate with each other.
Foul on the floor. Got a little bit of the wrist before the jump ball. Running clock. Imagine if the NBA was running clock.
Be a lot of commercials.
There already are a lot of commercials. Shot no good. Good rebound by Godsquad. And the men from Indiana driving into the lane. 3-point jumper. Off the rim. Tries to get his own board. Rebounded by Assumption. And here goes Detroit. Splits the D. Circus layup, no good. 2-on-2 if they hurry, and they do. On the left, switches hands to the right, and the beautiful finish.
Really nice job. Well, and you see the familiarity is Assumption wants to push the pace. Godsquad's played them before. They had all 5 back on defense on what should have been a fast break opportunity for Assumption.
4-4 the score. And definitely different styles of play than what we saw in the first game. These teams like to run up and down the floor a little bit. Great job, switching hands to the right, the finish. The layup is good for Godsquad. Karakozis.
Help side defense has to be faster.
Karakozis perfect from the field, 2-2. Driving in.
Today's stats brought to you by DCGreeks.com, sports and information. No foul, will play on. Great job getting into the lane. The up and under, no good. No look save, and somehow White retains in possession. No look pass, driving in, layup is good. Back and forth we go.
And Assumption wants to push the pace. That fit right into what they want to do as a team.
These old guys can run up and down the floor a little bit. This is if Paul Westphal was at this game, run and gun, this is exactly what he loves.
What I like is the intensity the game's picked up in the early. There was no feeling out in this game. You can tell that both of these squads have seen each other before.
A lot of running and gunning today. Huge foul. But definitely not a flagrant two, as that was just, clean basketball.
But that's a great job by Yanni, who we talked to before the game. If you get caught fouling from behind, that's a real easy way to give up a three-point play. And he just wrapped his arm around the shooting arm and said, okay, if I'm going to get called for a foul here, got to make him shoot too.
At the free throw line, what are you looking to do if your assumption to make sure there's no offensive boards?
Box out the shooters. I mean, box out the shooter is the easiest.
I bring that up because we've seen that a couple of times in the NCAA tournament, a missed free throw and the offensive team still got the ball back.
Well, you can't really handle one of those high bounces off the rim and, what a finish.
What a finish indeed. It's good by Coquillos.
Those reverse layups using the rim for your protection. Lose a defender trailing you. It's beautiful stuff.
Three-pointer from way downtown. It's 11-8 in favor of Godsquad. Good ball fake. The 15-footer does not get the friendly roll. Ball still loose. Picked up by Godsquad. And now with it is their point guard, Karakozis. Switches hands to the left. There's the foul. And partner, what does Assumption have to do to avoid fouling? Because they're going to get into foul trouble if this continues.
And move your feet. Move your feet. I mean, you're pushing me into a lot of coaching cliches now, which I really try to avoid sometimes, but they're true. There's a reason why they've been said so many times. Because the truth of the matter is, if you're fouling too much, I guarantee you're not moving your feet. Right? I guarantee we're not in the right position, to attack somebody defensively.
We'll update it on your screen. There's 3 fouls right now for the home team. That's Assumption. The away team is Godsquad. Perfect at the line, 13-8. As now that's 2 points for Golionis. Sets it up to the top of the key. Taking their time, swings it out to the right. Screen comes, driving in on the left. Great strip, and here comes Godsquad. Assumption has numbers as the Detroit defenders get the ball back on the missed shot. They have numbers on offense now, but they'll slow it down. Set up on the low block. Turnaround jumper off the glass and in.
That was a wasted offensive possession from Godsquad that ended up leading to that hoop. You got 1-on-4 pushing the pace.
Didn't go in, partner. That was a good decision. He was wide open. Why not?
Yeah.
That's now 4 fouls on Assumption, and we're going to play NCAA rules tonight, 7 and 10.
I mean, that's a great play. Just on every single level by Golionis. And we saw him have a little ball handling ability and a smart little charge like that. He's a player to watch the rest of this game.
So if you're Godsquad, are you attacking the lane at whim right now because you know that Assumption's in foul trouble?
I think that attacking the rim has been a part of their strategy and will continue to be.
But now, reckless abandon right now because 4 fouls already on Assumption?
We're at a point where you need the lead more than the foul count. And, there's not any individual that I'm really like, hey, this guy's really deep in foul trouble. We got to get him off the floor here.
The shot is good, but the pass was even nicer. This might be one of those games, whoever has the ball last wins. In the lane, powers his way in. And because Detroit was in foul trouble, you just got to give him that bucket. He can't afford to foul again.
Well, and Gullionis, he's going to really carve out advantage there. I mean, that's more of a, I don't want to get him in foul trouble. It's that they're cognizant of their foul count, and they can be less aggressive against such a physical presence.
Rebounded by Godsquad. I don't know about that pass. They haven't made a lot of mistakes, partner, but that was one of the few ones they've made this half.
Yeah, and right now, Gullionis is the player I'm watching for Godsquad. He's boxing out the best. He's the main screener. We've seen some really nice ball handling ability to attack. We've seen him score inside.
(15-13) in favor of Godsquad. Driving in the lane. Bounce pass. Nice spin move. Tries to get the shot up. Good contest. Rebounded by Godsquad.
Very good. Very good defense. Perfect defense.
From way downtown, the triple, no good. Rebounded by Godsquad. Driving into the lane, no look pass. Setting his feet. In the lane, foul. What do you think, partner? Was it a clean contest or did he get some wrist?
I think he got some wrist. I think that's a good call. It's a tough call not to make when you hear a little skin contact and the angle that the foul's committed from. You have to assume almost, even if you don't see hand contact, wrist. You're like, all right, well, I heard a little skin smack. Came from that bad angle from the backside. And fouls in basketball are the hardest, I think, call for any official in any sport.
Oh,
just
for sure.
Across the board. Because when you look at the rules, it's like pass interference. It's kind of like, what do you think it is?
Was it in the act of shooting or was it after he shot the ball?
I mean, block charge is just...
To this day, Auburn feels they got robbed of a national championship game because of foul call. I think it was a good... Do you remember that, by the way? It was Auburn against Virginia. If you don't, that's fine.
No, I can't.
Kyle Guy missed a three to take the lead, but they called a late foul, and he made all 3 free throws with 2 seconds left to win by 1 point. Mm-hmm. And then Virginia won the national championship. And to this day, Charles Barkley, obviously an Auburn alum, feels like his Tigers were robbed of a national championship ring.
Yeah, but there were probably like 3 bad calls throughout the course of the game. I mean,
for sure. But that's why it's so tough to be an official. It's calls like that. Even if it's the right call, 50% of the fans love you, 50% of the fans hate you.
Yeah, and they thought replay review would get rid of that, and it's only made it worse.
Because even the replay doesn't know what happened.
Well, that's a beautiful block from behind.
All right, what should Assumption do on this possession?
I'm avoiding inside Gullionis. He's the best defender out here. You try to work on the perimeter.
Out of bounds, and it's an unforced error.
That's a little too chaotic.
Maybe a good time for a timeout there.
5:30 left. I think tonight now would be a good time for a timeout, but I don't think you have to take one.
Yeah,
either.
It's just he was so close to the sideline. Maybe you call a timeout.
You love saving those possessions, don't you?
You just never know. Every possession. I get what you're saying. Every timeout matters, but really every possession matters since the game has become so analytically based. You just never know when you're going to need those points on that specific possession. Shot is good. Looked like pretty good defense, though. It was a tough shot, and it went through.
Yeah, it was a great job going coast to coast. This is what Assumption wants, to be able to push the pace, and Godsquad has done a great job in their transition defense.
He's got space. No foul call. Over the back.
Godsquad cannot allow Assumption to push up their pace. They are going to be a much more effective team out of the half court. I really like what Godsquad's done out of the half court. Assumption's better in transition, at least from these initial looks. If you're Godsquad, don't let Assumption speed you up. Just because they worked fast doesn't mean you have to work fast in return. You play at your pace.
Good block. That's been part of Godsquad's game today, contesting shots and getting clean swats.
Very fundamentally sound. I've been impressed with that.
Right now for Assumption, it's really a one-man team offensively, as leading the way for Assumption is Pat Salas. Pat Salas is from Marine City, Michigan. We'll stick with the action, by the way. He's from Marine City, Michigan. He's a decorated athlete his entire life. He loves nothing more than the game. Give him a football, basketball, or a tennis racket, and this kid is happy. He's a smooth cat on the floor with lots of finesse and length.
Well, we've seen that today. Leading all scorers so far. And again, I want to keep an eye on to number 23 from Godsquad, Gulionis. Because when you look at the eye test, you see him walk on the court, your first instinct is, what's he doing out there? You know, and what I love guys like this, and that's why I think the sport of basketball has really grown. And we've seen more and more of these types of players where, you know, forget the exterior, forget the whatever you deem the athleticism. Basketball is a mental game. Basketball is a game about spacing. It's a game about ball handling. It's a game about moving your feet on defense and being able to box out. And we talked about that so much. And Gulionis, who's inside right now on the block, getting that entry pass, he's played so fundamentally sound today with just a little bit of flair. It's been really impressive to watch.
Long range two, just barely hits rim. Assumption looking to push on the fast break, almost double dribbled. At the free throw line, it's good. Perfect swish that time for Assumption, and it's good by Kokios. 17-16 now. Back and forth we go, and I feel like it's going to be the story of this game.
Every time Godsquad's even a touch slow on their transition defense, Assumption's going to push and they're going to try to score. That's where their advantage is.
Step back three. Not good that time. Rebounded by white team Assumption Detroit.
See, I just think there's a lot more success to be had if you're Godsquad out of the half-court defense.
Wow.
And we've seen that with how many block shots they have.
If you're going to score, oh my God, another block. That's 3 on the night thus far for number 10 of Godsquad. And they missed a foul call there. Hitting the eye. 6 fouls right now for home. 5 for the away team Godsquad. That was an excellent drive by Godsquad.
And they're back in the half court.
It's not easy for these officials right now. Could have been a foul, could have been a stepped out of bounds. That time they say stepped out of bounds.
I think it was a good call. I think if you are out of control as a ball handler or like in trouble, I am less likely to bail you out with a foul, right? Because once you get in that panic situation, you start flailing your arms around, you can get ticky-tack with some of the foul
But isn't
calls.
the rule a contact is contact regardless of what the score is, what time it occurred?
But I think we just discussed how difficult it is as an official.
Yeah.
And I just, I've seen officials play letter of the law in this sport. It's a long game normally.
And an illegal screen that time on Assumption. 6 fouls for Assumption, 5 for Godsquad. We appreciate everybody watching. The text line's open. 330-957-7653. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory. NBA memory as well. Driving in to the right-hand floater is good. On offense and defense, number 10 of Godsquad is killing it right now, Chris Sotos.
Just right now, Godsquad's a better half-court team, and this game has existed more in the half-court.
Gets his defender up in the air, draws the foul. George Sotos making his case that it wasn't a foul, but you can't hit somebody's hip when he's in the act of shooting. Clock continues to run, and we'll stop it at an even minute. Second free throw is good. 21-17. Now you could run clock here if you're black team, but I think Godsquad just continue to do what they've done all game long. If it's there early on in the shot clock, they're going to shoot.
I don't mind that with a minute left because the worst thing that you want to happen there is your 4-point advantage turned to a 2 because Assumption, who's a fast break team, gets one of your passes and you're trying to waste time.
And you shoot one of those threes from downtown because the shot clock's draining.
Rebound, exactly, yeah. And I really like having a normal offensive set there because your most important advantage is the score. And a lot of times in the sport of basketball, coaches can overcomplicate things. Sometimes you got to let your guys play, especially in an environment like this.
Second free throw, no good. Plenty of time. Now, is that a flagrant foul? They're going to talk about this. What do you think, partner? You can't grab the jersey like that.
That's a flagrant.
He's trying to argue that he was caught up, but once you grab, you got to let go right away. When you continue to grab, it's a flagrant foul.
He wasn't caught up at all. That's a flagrant foul. It's too big of a jersey pull. When we get out here into the 2 feet space. Now, in terms of what Gulianos was trying to do, it was smart. Had he actually been caught up, had he actually had a little bump, Assumption's running pace, you want him to work out of the half court. So the idea was like one of those smart fouls, and we see it all the time in the NBA, those Euro fouls, but not even talking about that, shift to another sport. When you have a fast break or a transition and you're down numbers.
708 texter says his favorite memory was 2010 when Lowe dunked on Pete Ness to win the IHSA Midtown Conference. 8 fouls, 7 committed by Godsquad, so both teams in the bonus. No foul there, we'll play on. Back to the three-point line, swinging out to the top of the key. Screen, gets his defender up in the air, back out to the wing. Setting it up in the paint. Good ball fake, turnaround jumper is good. Bad foul, terrible foul.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for that, not when you've already committed 8 fouls.
His teammates know it. They're letting him know. This is the thing about basketball, man. It is a mental game. Because of the nature of the sport, the way the clock drains, if you do not know time and score, if you are not very intimately familiar with the strategies and processes of managing the clock and managing fouls and all those nitty-gritty details in basketball, you're going to get beat a bunch. And I think Russell Westbrook's one of the biggest examples of that in the NBA. How many times is he, hey, we need to drain 20 seconds here, and he's sprinting up the court, and you can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have situational awareness, it'll cost you wins and losses.
J.R. Smith, good three-point shooter. Basketball awareness, not so good.
Yeah, I think there's other factors for that.
Well, we won't go with that on the air. Shot no good. Rebound. Turnaround jumper. Rims through. That'll do it. Assumption trails by 3. Partner, that was an entertaining half. Really the story of the game. Too many fouls by Assumption. You commit 9 fouls. It's going to be hard to win games when you're committing that many fouls in a half.
Yeah, and I think they're outsized a little bit. So I think there was some reaches, there were some pushes there. I think Assumption also trying to push the pace as much as they are. You can get a little chaotic on defense, and I think we saw that. But Godsquad, the key to this half has been as Assumption's tried to push the pace, Godsquad has consistently remained aggressive in their transition defense. They have remained aggressive and focused on their transition defense. And when you're doing that and you force a team that you feel like you have an advantage in the half court into playing the half court offense over and over and over and over again, I thought that they should be leading by more than 3 with the way they played in some points of that half. Assumption's got a lot of things to clean up if they want to win this one.
We're going to take a break. You're watching It's Assumption against Godsquad here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
How's it going, everybody? We appreciate you watching the broadcast. Kyle Smith alongside Lucas Moore, and it's exciting basketball. Godsquad leading Assumption 24-21. Story of the game, partner, like you said, Assumption a little undersized. They got into foul trouble, but man, oh man, when they like to run, Godsquad has not had an answer for it yet today.
Oh, yeah, every time Assumption has been able to push the pace, that's been most of their offensive efficiency in that half. I'd argue it's over half their points right now is in some sort of transition fast break set. You even see Assumption have a lot of success when Godsquad overcommits on defense. They make a mistake, that somebody gets blown by, and you see the speed and ball movement of Assumption really take over. But defensively, if you're Godsquad, just keep it in front of you. Make them make those deep threes out of half-court sets. Make them execute motion. And they've been doing that so far, and I expect that to continue. Offensively for Godsquad, they've done really well. They've really moved the ball well. They've cut off the backside. And even though they might not have the raw speed or maybe the depth of athleticism, you can see the basketball smarts are off the charts. And they've done a really nice job, and that's why they've carved out a 3-point lead. Really felt like it could have been a 6 to 8 point lead, but you had that tough flagrant foul there as the half wound down.
Seems like the problem with Assumption is they only have one go-to score. Pato Salas, 14 points. That's 2/3 of the scoring for Assumption. Do you think anybody can step up to help Pato Salas, or is he just going to have to lead this team to victory if they're going to win tonight?
I think that as they push the pace and as Godsquad maybe tires in this game and that transition defense wears down a touch, I think we can see a really distributed scoring output from Assumption because they're just going to run the break. I think that's still their plan. They look like the fresher of the two teams, just barely. So we'll see if that, as the half wears along, if that becomes a real turning point to where if Assumption can run this thing in the last 10 minutes, be within 5, and that fast break, that transition game really clicks on all cylinders, they are a team that's capable of an 8-0, 10-0 run in this game, and that could end up being the difference.
Right now we're seeing it from Godsquad in the paint. Number 10. What else can you say, Chris Soto's? He's been dominant, 3 blocks. Do they try to avoid him when they post up on the low block against Soto's?
You'd like to. With the guy blocking his shots that much. The main thing is if I'm Assumption, I go small and I try to draw these big guys out and just try to play faster on offense because they're a little too slow. The passing's a little too slow. The rotation's too slow. The ball swing's too slow. The decision-making's too slow. They got to try to play faster on offense, even out of the half court. But they're going with that same starting lineup.
We'll definitely try our best to update the fouls this half. 24-21. As leading the way for Godsquad, Chris Sotos on defense, and they got a couple players with 7. Karakovis is one of those players. Driving in, fouled before. He was about to go out of bounds, and you just got to avoid fouling. Just let him go out of bounds, and if he doesn't go out of bounds, it's going to be a really tough pass regardless.
Yeah, just use that baseline as a second defender to where if they try to split you in the baseline, you just kind of angle your body out and forces them right out of bounds. You don't need to get your hip involved.
Takes his time. Bounce pass. Way beyond the three-point line. Kicks it out back to the left. Driving in. Spin move to beauty. Gets his defender in the air. Stepped out of bounds. Whew.
Beauty.
It's a big call.
It's a big call. And I guarantee it's right with that situation. And
there's no way he's going to miss a call when he's that close to the action. That time didn't get the friendly bounce. Godsquad looking to push. Do not have numbers, though. hesitation move. Double team comes. Swings it out to the right. Three-pointer, air ball, rebounded by Assumption. Don't need a three, obviously, just you want a high percentage shot. And can Assumption avoid the foul trouble that we saw in the first half? They set it up at the top, at the free throw line. The charity stripe bucket is good. 24-23, back and forth we go. What an exciting basketball game tonight.
You love Assumption there that started to get rid of the ball a little faster because they have some speed advantages with the off-ball movement, and they're going to be open on some back cuts.
Three-point jumper by Godsquad, no good. Rebounded by Detroit Assumption. Here comes Detroit. Pulls up, jumper, no good. They get their rebound in the lane. Taking his time, pump fake, hook shot, no. Rebounded by Godsquad. Really nice defense that time by Godsquad.
But you see that number 10, you should bring it out, reset your offense. You don't have to score there.
That's a killer for Godsquad. You just got to be under control.
These two teams are such contrasting styles, and whatever team can drag the other into their style of play is the one that's going to win this game. Godsquad, they're not as good in transition as Assumption is. They've got to play out of the half court.
Ill-advised pass. Somehow Assumption maintained possession. Foul called. Good foul, though. Otherwise, it would have been an easy layup for Assumption. And sometimes, partner, basketball can be as easy as a game of who can knock down free throws. And if Assumption can knock down their free throws, they might be the victor tonight.
Well, with each team's contrasting styles, really pushing and pulling, and I don't know if either team is going to be able to really gain that strategic advantage to where they have it every possession. Maybe some fatigue will help Assumption run the court a little better. But yeah, in a game this tight, it is about the free throw line. Always is, always has been.
(25-24), hit on the head. Each team with a foul. Now 2 fouls committed by White.
I like this substitution.
Inbounds play. Bad pass. Somehow maintained possession. That was a dangerous pass. Blocked. Assumption can't believe it. You be the ref, partner. Foul or clean?
Foul. I'll tell you why. It was ball in left hand, block attempted with left hand. So it came across. If he blocks that with his right hand, it's a right on left block. I guarantee that doesn't get called. You got to go up with both hands. You know, we see, for some reason in the sport of basketball, kids go up with only their dominant hand to block a shot. And you got to go up with 2. You got to be able to grab it with the left, grab it with the right. Those one-handed block attempts, sometimes it's really cool. Most of the time, though, pick up a foul.
25 even. We're all squared up at 2-5. Almost traveled. Here comes White. Bounce pass at the left corner. Thought about the turnaround jumper. Eventually shoots it. Rebounded by Black. There's that man again, Sotos.
See, I love that entry pass on a nice quick cut, but move the ball after that. You created chaos. You had 3 black shirts in the key. Keep it moving.
Double team comes. Tough jumper. Air ball. Where's it going? That time it was last touch by Godsquad's Gulionis, and Gulionis has definitely been quiet late in the first half and now early on in the second half.
Hasn't really had much opportunity on the ball. He's done well off the ball, though, if you watch him play.
What an attack that time to the rim by number 11 for Assumption. That time it was Will Patsalis, and now he has 16 points.
Yeah, he's been really, really good today. He's been with one guy that's been consistently putting the ball in the bucket.
If you're Godsquad, do you consider doubling, forcing somebody else to make buckets?
Not yet. Make a few more. You don't want to overcommit on a team with this much speed. Be layup city.
Well, they got the layup partner, but they were lucky because Assumption was there on the rotation.
But nice job from Gulionis to stay calm. Never panicked with the basketball, kept his eyes on the hoop.
Nice move. The little Hakeem Olajuwon shake, but he can't get the friendly roll. Guarded closely on the wing. Back to the top of the key. An exciting game here in Palos Hills. 3-point jumper off the rim. Rebounded by Assumption.
That's what Assumption wants.
Despopoulos. Bad pass. Godsquad's got a 4-on-2. Good lead pass. The finish by Sotos.
Now that's so good by Soto to just go up.
Yeah, he didn't have any time
too far
to
underneath the
set his
basket.
feet.
You got to just jump immediately. And great job to turn what should have just been a normal pass into an oop attempt.
Might have rushed it. He was fouled. No call. 3 fouls committed by Assumption. Just 1 for Godsquad. Up by 2 is Godsquad. GS with it. Double team and a block. A block and a beauty. Assumption with the ball. They've got numbers. 4-on-2 on the fast break. Wide open 3. Contest comes. Shot no good. Rebounded by Assumption. Kicks it out of the 3-point line. Pozios 3 is good. Dennis Pozios from Clinton Township gives his team the lead back, and Godsquad not happy about it. They'll call timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Godsquad against Assumption here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
(30-29) the score, 10:41 to go.
That last bucket from Assumption, Kyle, what have we been talking about? Comes out of a fast break opportunity. Causes chaos on the defensive side. Why did that fast break happen? Godsquad got a little lazy. They didn't get back on transition D. They tried to swipe a ball in the backcourt. Every time they've done that today, it's led to an Assumption basket. They have to stay committed to transition defense if they want to win this game.
Open 3-point shot. Ball loose, rebounded by Godsquad. Tried to save it. Stolen away by Assumption. Driving in, double team. Well, the taller man had a chance at the layup, so no choice there but the foul.
Yeah, and again, another opportunity out of transition. And what does it come from? It comes from a bad save, right? Don't save a ball blind, especially when you're trying to keep a team from the break. Because what does that do? It's basically an outlet pass to Assumption. He basically threw it into transition for a team that's trying to run on you right now. And that's why coaches, a lot of times, those blind saves, try to find somebody's foot or kneecap. Don't just toss it high into the air.
Or just take the loss and get back on defense.
Exactly.
30-29. Let's see who Godsquad goes to on this possession.
Just play it slow. Take your advantage.
Bad pass. Assumption led by coaches Alex Kokoves and Jim Kokios. Shot no good.
What a find from Gulionis.
We're going to get a substitution for Godsquad. 6 coming into the ball game. Soto's with some huge free throws coming up. Man, has he been big today. Perfect swish. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 30-30 the score. Both teams get their substitutions in. First team to get their subs in, Pat Salas. And now back into the game is going to be Angelo Patsalis. 30-30. We're all tied up. Next free throw for Sotos. It's good. What a nice two-way player Sotos is.
Yeah, some really nice players we've seen out on the court today.
And you got to wonder, how much does Patsalis have left in the tank? He's already got 16 points. They're going to need him down the stretch.
Well, he's the guy that's got to get involved in the half court.
Pull up jumper. Got it. Big time jumper by Angelo Patsalis. From Marine City, Michigan. Constant debate in the household who had the better sports career. Angelo versus Will.
Right now, Will's having the better game, so if that ends that argument.
Big foul. It seems like both teams have made the adjustment. That's now 5 committed by, and then 4 fouls for. Did you say somebody has 4 fouls, Lucas?
Yeah, Kotsovas just picked up his 4th.
Oh, wow. 4 for Patsalis.
Yeah.
If we're playing NCAA rules, 1 more and he's done. All tied at 32. What a game here in Palos Hills at beautiful St. Constantine and Helen Church. Lost his dribble. And good outlet pass. Past the timeline now. Lost it. Godsquad has it. They're thinking about pushing, and they will. Open man. Beautiful bounce pass. And the bunny is good.
One of the few times Assumption's failed in transition tonight. And it leads to a transition opportunity the other way.
Back and forth we go. A teeter-totter battle tonight. Bad pass. Godsquad 2-on-2. Is it just me, or does Godsquad feel like they're trying too hard on the fast break when they probably should be slowing it down a little bit?
The last 2 times they've had the advantage, and I don't mind it. Perhaps they're pushing the break too hard. You're running too fast. You can run a fast break, not at your top speed, right? Gear that thing into 90% so you can have your eyes up and your focus. But that last sequence there from Godsquad really gives me hope for them to separate in this game, because they're running more right now. They're the team that you thought maybe they'd get tired and get outrun by Assumption, who you're looking at now. But Godsquad's still running. And Assumption's starting to slow down a touch. And if they can keep working better out of the half court, a lot of success in a 2-point game could come for Godsquad here.
So 5 fouls for Assumption. As we'll correct that. So 2 for Godsquad, 5 for Assumption. That's huge, as 2 more fouls committed by Assumption.
Yeah,
and
there's really not enough time for Godsquad to even push Assumption into the single bonus with the running clock. So that foul count is going to cause a big difference down the stretch.
(34-32) for Godsquad. They've been good, except on the fast break. I think they've been rushing it a little bit and forcing passes when it's been contested passing lanes. Terrible pass. And Assumption has numbers. Breakaway coming up. 3-point shot. Got it. Bangs it home that time for Despopoulos. Pass in the lane. Godsquad. Layup is good. Big time bucket for Gialinas.
And such a smart rebound. He's moving as the shot is in the air. He is reading which side of the rim. He's sliding in between two defenders to get an offensive board. Just smart basketball.
I wouldn't be shocked if both of these teams played against each other in the championship game. This is exciting basketball right now.
They're well-matched teams, and I like the contrasting styles because it really gives us something to see the breaking points in, to analyze.
36-35, Godsquad up by 1. Pump fake, in the lane, kicks it back out to the three-point line. From 5 feet out. Lead pass in front, stolen away by Godsquad, and they'll slow it down, almost double dribble. Takes his time, double team comes, great defense by Assumption, ball loose on the floor, trying to get a timeout, no timeout called, and the ref finally blows it dead. A lot happening there, partner, let's analyze it.
Well, good job by Gulionis to find the ball and somehow grab a timeout. But that's a little lackadaisical from Godsquad. In a 1-point game with 4:19, I don't know whether they're trying to set up into the half court. If you're trying to set up in the half court, hang around mid-court.
Yeah, stay in the middle. Don't go to the sideline like that.
Sideline. But great job by Assumption of recognizing that situation and knowing to trap, and nearly got themselves a free transition opportunity off of it. This is definitely going to come down to free throws down the stretch, because these two teams are really tight, really, really tight.
What a game here in Palos Hills at Saints, Constantine, and Helen Church. If you're just joining us, it's 36-35, and really it hasn't been much of a difference in deficits. Biggest deficit was 3 points for Assumption. Driving in, good contest, ball loose, up in the air, and it's rebounded by Assumption. We've seen both teams shoot threes, but right now Assumption's been the better three-point shooting team. In stride, breakaway layup is good. Assumption's got to be careful on defense. 2 more fouls, and Godsquad's in the bonus. Takes his time, three-point jumper, no good. What a rebound over 2 guys. Bounce pass, help comes. Back out to the three-point line, Assumption with it. Open three-pointer, the triple no good. Rebounded by Godsquad, Gia Lunas again. Soto's with it, Soto's fouled.
Easy call on that block.
Clock will continue to run. 1 more foul, and Assumption will be giving up 1-and-1 opportunities at the charity stripe. All right, you're the coaching staff for Godsquad as the timeout's on the floor. We'll talk about it after this timeout. It's Assumption 35, Godsquad 38. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
$38-35. All right, what do you think that Godsquad should do in this possession? Run some clock, or just, if it's an open jumper, shoot it?
Run your normal set. Take a 2-possession lead. That's the most important thing, up 3 here. If you can get a 2-possession lead, you really feel good down the stretch with the way you played half-court defense.
In the lane. Layup good, and the foul.
Are you kidding me, Kyle? I mean, that is just such beautiful basketball. Little hesitation right at the elbow, then splits the defenders, switches hands in traffic. And the most important thing about that, and all the young players that are watching, go watch his eyes. If you click back on YouTube, you'll see his eyes. They never leave the rim on his way to the basket. You have to keep your eyes on the rim. Let everything else exist in the periphery.
Assumption not in trouble yet, but they need a bucket. Could have done without that. Rebounded by Soto's, almost fouled him. Lost it. Did not have possession yet, so no backcourt. Big time bucket. They're still alive. It's good by Pozios.
Yeah, now they press.
You don't have to press quite yet, but they're doing like a half-hearted press.
Now this is almost better that you have them in the single bonus. You can get him to the free throw line now. And they're going to call that a foul. Oh, he called timeout.
Can you call timeout when you didn't stop? Because he didn't look like he had stopped when he called timeout. Looked like he was about to shoot when he called time.
That one's tough. I'll leave that to the floor official down there. I mean, if he got the timeout off and he still had his pivot, then give the timeout.
I just can't think of a situation in basketball where a guy was in his pivot foot and called timeout.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Chris Webber, right? I mean, in the corner.
Yeah, if he still had a timeout left. You know what's crazy about that play? He actually traveled. If you rewind, he traveled before he called the timeout. So either way, Michigan should not have won the game, and they didn't.
Way less embarrassing, though. Way less.
I don't know. If they had actually called the travel,
you forget.
And they lost the game.
Timeout, though, that you don't have?
Both were bad. Double team comes. Somehow the pass got through. Offensive foul. Clock stops. We're going to play full NCAA rules the last 2 minutes. So we'll reset the clock soon. It's 41-37. Assumption doesn't have to really worry about defense now because they've already given up 7 fouls. Obviously, you don't want to put them in the double bonus, but it's too late for the 1-and-1. Thought about the step back 3. Hook shot, no good. Last touch by Godsquad. That stops the clock at 1:32. 7 fouls committed by Assumption, 3 by Godsquad. Don't go anywhere. Post-game interviews coming up after the game. And once again, your favorite NBA, college, or high school basketball memories, 330-957-7653. That's a good foul, by the way. You had 3, and you've got a couple more to get.
Yeah, if I'm coaching Godsquad, I say, hey, active hands, overactive hands. You know, get really unnecessarily aggressive.
Whatever you do, don't give up an open look. Okay.
Yeah, little elbow.
A million things can happen at the free throw line. But when you give up an open bucket, it's a 41-39 game. Now anything can happen when you foul him like that.
That was a good foul. But they still have the freedom to be hyper-aggressive on defense down the stretch.
And, you know, I say a million little things that can happen because in an amateur basketball game like this, sometimes you see lane violations. Blood is boiling, blood's pumping. You lose where you are on the court, and you commit a lane violation. Miss both free throws. Full court press comes from Assumption. Gets through the press. Double team is there. And they go back to their one-on-one. A late foul after the whistle. Godsquad calling for a flagrant. Timeout called by Godsquad. We'll take a timeout as well. A lot happening on the floor. 1:12 remaining. 4-point lead for Godsquad here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
What a game. 41-37. Godsquad can run some clock here. You almost think that a 3-point bucket would put away Assumption.
Well,
that won't put away Assumption. Yeah. It's like Godsquad loves giving their coaches gray hairs.
Well, I think they heard me say, hey, be aggressive with the hands, because since that point they've picked up 4 fouls. It's been about 30 game seconds.
Fakes the 3, driving in. Wasn't ready for the pass, ball loose. I mean, you got no choice but to foul there, otherwise it would have been a breakaway layup.
Yeah. Well, it was poor spacing is what caused the chaos in the offensive set. You had nobody on the left side of the court. You had 3 players within 6 feet of each other.
The reason why they didn't go to the free throw line right away is the official was making sure it wasn't an offensive foul. That's why they didn't go to the free throw line right away. And that's good officiating because an offensive foul versus a blocking foul, 2 completely different scenarios.
Oh, yeah. One's a side out, one's 1-on-1.
What do you think has hurt Assumption why they're in this tough spot right now?
It's the turnovers. They just haven't been able to execute out of the half court as much. And you've seen that with both defensively and offensively.
Too much of a reliance on Patsalis?
Well, yeah, and that's usually what happens with a half-court team that's not very effective is it ends up being one guy.
Big-time free throws, and that's been key for Godsquad down the stretch. Assumption in trouble, but a 3-pointer, they're back in it. Good defense by Godsquad. They are really guarding that perimeter tightly. Ball loose on the floor. Foul. Not a bad foul, though, because the only thing that could really hurt you on that possession is a three.
And there we see him at the line, Patsalis. I mean, he's been the only guy involved. And one of the best half-court teams I've ever seen, and I think the best of the last decade, was the 2014 San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, for sure.
They were the best half-court team of that. They literally half-courted and ball movement their way to a dominant finals win against the Miami Heat.
One of the most talented teams we've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was all from ball movement and half-court. And if you go look at the scoring distribution of that team, I really suggest people do, you'll see what a good half-court team should look like.
Big time layup, and unless something crazy happens down the stretch, it's going to be a Godsquad victory. Bounce pass on the low block. Stolen away, and that should do it, and it will do it. Going at the legs. I don't think they're going to call a flagrant foul, but that was...
It looked like he slipped more than went for it. I think he went for the ball, and feet got loose from underneath of him. And
yeah, you'll never see that called. Even in the NBA, remember when Patrick Beverley was accused of going at Russell Westbrook's knees? They didn't even call a flagrant foul on Patrick Beverley in the playoffs. So if they don't do it called in the NBA, they're not going to call it in a NHIBT tournament game.
No.
You know, injuries are part of the game, and as much as Russell was arguing that Patrick was doing it on purpose, maybe he was, but it's very hard to prove.
Yeah, and as a referee, you need evidence. You know, this isn't an assumption game.
Regardless of who's playing, assumption.
That's true.
Big win for Godsquad. They moved to 1-0 in the tournament. 0-1 for Assumption. They played hard, but just too many turnovers down the stretch.
Yeah, and you know, I think this one came down to half-court execution. If I had to pick one thing that separated both of them, it's half-court execution. Because the free throw shooting wasn't all that different. The turnovers, Godsquad had an advantage there, but it wasn't over the top. And I think that Godsquad just worked better out of the half court. They passed the ball better. They moved better. They set better screens. They cut better. They were able to execute those sets. And they had that size advantage, so they were able to stay in that and stay in as a strong defensive half-court team. And that's how they were able to win this game. It was a great game, though. Assumption is a couple of those threes late going down. You know, a couple of those turnovers that went one way or somebody stepping out of bounds on a turnaround from being in position to win this game. And with their transition, with their speed, with their athleticism, they're a threat certainly in this tournament moving forward.
So we're going to take a 5-minute break. Mark Carmen is feeling a little bit better. He's going to be on post-game duties. And we'll see if we can get Patsalis, Sotos, really Godsquad. It was a team effort tonight on the offensive end.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of guys doing things that you don't really think about in the sport of basketball. You know, so many people, we watch the ball. And I just thought Godsquad did so much better off the ball. They were more aware on every offensive possession. Because so many times we saw Assumption today, you set a screen and cut, and then the ball hits you in your back because we're not really aware of what we are trying to achieve as an offense. And I thought Godsquad did a great job of that today, of playing as a team, playing as a unit. And that showed late. And I think 7 points, a little too big of a difference in terms of the talent level of these two teams. But in terms of execution, I think 7 points was about the right margin in this one.
So we're going to take a 3 to 5 minute break. Post-game interviews coming up next. We appreciate you watching this broadcast. Final score, 45-38. Godsquad gets the win in pool play. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Let me know when. All right, Godsquad pulls it out 47-38. They advance. Will play tomorrow at noon. Chris Sotos, who actually made his debut with the Godsquad today. Got to feel good to get a win in your first game under the Godsquad team.
For sure, yeah, it feels good. You know, just the first game. You know, we got another one tomorrow, 2 more hopefully, and just take it one game at a time. Hopefully, can make it far in this tournament.
It was physical out there. That was a competitive ball game.
Yeah. I mean, the end of the second half, like, comes down to just who wants it more. Both teams crashing the rebounds. Gets chippy if the refs aren't calling it. You know, you just gotta go out there and just hustle.
Ultimately, down the stretch, how do you think you guys were able to pull away and get that 9-point win?
It just came down to rebounding. I think in the first half we came down a little, like, we were a little lazy. You know, we weren't crashing the boards as much. They had second chance opportunities. And in the second half, we were crashing the board. We wanted it more. and that was a difference in the end, I think.
So quick turnaround. Got to get back out there at noon tomorrow. You got young legs, though. You'll be all right.
Yeah, hopefully. Haven't played in a while, but we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow.
And first time out with this team, the chemistry that you were able to instantly build, how did you feel about just blending in with the new guys?
Well, number 8's my brother, George Soto, so I've been playing with him for a while. A lot of these guys I play pickup with. I've never played on the Godsquad team, but I'm pretty comfortable playing with it. We played pickup a good amount, so I know these guys. I mean, so it wasn't completely foreign, but first time playing in like an actual setting was better than I expected, yeah, for sure.
Well, Chris, congratulations. Great first win. Good luck the rest of the way in the tournament.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Godsquad gets it done, 47-38. We'll see him tomorrow. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching Sports Broadcast Solutions. Great night of basketball. We'll see you.